Okay, so turns out it is. So it's decided that the third page will need to be sent. How dare you make that decision? I had the right to know what it said, to hear my father's final words to me. The courtroom is no place for sentimentality, counsel. As it happens, I have the third page. You enjoy the document with me here now. My father's message. It will be given to you at the end of these proceedings. It's too late once the trial's over. We need to know what it says now. Even the slightest thing may give us a vital clue. My lord, the defense calls for Genshin Sogi's last words to his son to be read out loud before the court now. Your request is denied. The inevitably maudlin words can be of no consequence. Objection! The prosecution agrees. The court should know the content of that message. Every possible piece of evidence must be thoroughly examined. Very well then. Governor Caden, you'll read the third page of the document for presence to hear. Yes, sir. Only, I should point out, my lord, now can he actually read with language? Yes, beautiful mind, shame on you, Barry. If I could be of assistance, sir, I'd be happy to translate the words into English report. Father! You're still here, are you, Dr. Mikotoba? Naturally, I consider myself a member of the judiciary, albeit a lowly one. But perhaps I should quietly withdraw after I've translated Genshin's message. Your cooperation is much appreciated. Kazuma, the truth is shrouded in darkness. The darkness only our clan's great sword can pierce. Mighty Kazuma, twist thy head and watch them fall, all thy mortal foes. That's the end of the message, it would seem. Haikupon, twist thy head. Father! What is Karma? Twist in the head. So... Nope. The name of the Usogi clan's famous sword, a razor-sharp blade known to all, passed down for generations. It embodies the Japanese spirit. It's not known to me. It's the katana sword that was submitted as evidence early in these proceedings. The one won by the prosecution counsel when he confronted Inspector Gregson. All these procrastinations are beginning to try my patience. Adjournment of this court is long overdue. As a presiding judge, I have been as accommodating as possible of the will of the courtroom. However, despite all that, no new information has come to light. In pursuit of justice, Lord Clint von Zeeks tragically lost all sense of mortality. When he murdered his former mentor, clearly he was already devoid of his normal faculties. How dare you! I refuse to believe that to my brother. Too much time has passed. We cannot ever hope to know more than we do now. Especially since the alleged will that he penned in his final moments appears to have been lost forever. Ah! Lord Strongheart, you appear to be in something of a hurry to wrap things up. I wonder why. That's exactly what I was thinking yesterday. We have heard you state time and again during these proceedings that everything you did was in the interests of protecting British law and order, and I stand by it. Without the Reaper, we could never have achieved a reduction in crime to capital C. What about Inspector Gregson then? And Dr. Wilson? They were no criminals. You used them to achieve your ends, and then you had them killed. However you dressed it up, there was nothing foul just about that. Lord Strongheart, what exactly is it that you're hiding? Dr. Mikotora, were you not to quietly withdraw after the translation of your former associate's will? In this courtroom, no argument carries weight unless it's supported by evidence. And it would seem that the defense has no more evidence to present. In which case, cause me proceedings to be struck from the record. Oh, go fuck yourself, Maelstrom. This is my last chance. Miss Naruhodo, I have to present some decisive evidence now. It's all over, but can I present evidence? Wait, my lord. And it happens, the defense does have evidence to present. Don't be absurd! There's nothing of relevance remaining from the time. It's high time that you realize something, my lord. This gentleman has an uncanny habit of producing evidence at the final hour that had escaped everyone else's attention. Nonsense! What is it, Renosuke? What do you have? I dare say. The final, decisive piece of evidence. I will reveal the whole truth about this rotten tale. How can you... Decisive? Well, it would appear there's no escaping it now, my lord. Let it be so, then. Present whatever you think you have that can settle this decade-old enigma, if you're capable. What exactly is this evidence that the defense claims to be so decisive?
Take that!
I want to see what Shisato says first. Find me those. Okay, so it's something to do with...
Take that!
Nope.
Take that!
Nope.
Take that!
No, it's
that! Objection!
Objection!
Objection! Objection! Objection! Objection! that!
That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth, but at least I can't withhold respect. Your words mean more to me than you could know. Oh, Holden dear. How's my summer? I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me. What's that? The will that Lord Clint von Zeeks wrote before his duel with my father. I saw he's a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He has agreed to honour my final 2 wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. That's probably exposing Maelstrom. Strong out. It's a pun on Maelstrom. With my eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint von Zeeks. What can the second of his final wishes have been? That your father agreed to honour me? I think perhaps I might be able to shed some light on that. What? Father? It was 10 years ago, as you know, the day before the execution was scheduled. I went to the prison to say my farewells to Genshin. Why don't you put up more of a fight, Genshin? If you'd only agreed to it, Seishiro and I would gladly petition the government. I've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Eugen, I have a favour to ask of you. Something of great importance. You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done. I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once, in secret, and tell no one. You should find a lady of the gentry and hide in there. A lady of the gentry? She's not in a good way, and she's with child. The birth is imminent. As a medical man, I'd like you to attend to her. Please, you're her only hope. By any chance, is the child yours, Genshin? Don't be daft. It's a favour that was asked of me by a man I knew. Holy shit! Baruch von Zeeks is Iris' uncle? My goodness! I swore to the man that I would help, and I would do whatever I could for his wife and his unborn child. But if something should happen to me, I need to ask you that same favour. You're the only person I know that can truly rely on. What did you say? If something should happen to you? Tomorrow night you're going to be... You never know though, do you? What life will bring. Alright then. Tell me the address. I'll head there at once with Seishiro and... No, not with him. Pardon? This is a favour I'm asking of you. And only you, Eugen. Right, I see. Very well then. That very night I caught a train from Paddington to Dartmoor in Devon. I found the old house in the middle of nowhere it was. An old hunting ground lay asleep in the woods. The poor woman was on the floor at the back of a darkened room. She was in mortal danger. The broke of war was to precipitate labour before she weakened further, but it was a torturous birth. It did everything humanly possible for her and her child. And in the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. But tragically, my efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. I held the healthy newborn girl in my arms and wept for longer than I care to remember. Eventually, in something of a daze, I looked around in the room. There was precious little in it, but an old travel trunk caught my eye. It had clearly been well looked after over the years. Made of top quality leather with fine stitching, whereas when I saw the emblem on the side of it, everything dropped into place. B for Baskerville. Baskerville? You mean... The woman who was the wife of Lord Clint von Zeeks? That's right. The newborn was his daughter. But that makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child to my care in that case? I was completely unaware that he even had a daughter. I suppose he didn't really have any choice. What? Well, your brother said that he'd confessed everything to his wife, so she must have been beside herself with worry for a child. The true identity of the professor was ever to be made public, going to be forever branded as daughter of the infamous mass murderer. Ah! So the only solution was to distance the young girl from Von Zeek's family as much as possible. I don't believe it. I imagine that in his final hour, Lord Clint von Zeeks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. I honoured my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later, I was summoned back to Japan, and without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me. Oh, how awful. I was completely at a loss. In the end, I had to ask my great friend. I asked him if he would be a father to her. Being Mr. Sholmes, I presume? Yes. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot. Mr. Sholmes, he's a half gold. Really, all it can be said I did for a child was to give her a name. Oh? When I'd come to Britain, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife. So it was her name that I gave the little girl. Your wife's name, Professor Mikatova? In other words, the name of my mother? Ayame Mikatoba? Oh! That's right, Ayame. Or in English, Iris. Iris. I have no idea. Mr. Naruto, what's wrong? This little thing just pinched me on the behind of my trouser pocket. Hark! Ah, my dear fellows, can you hear me? Mr. Sholmes, is that you? Ow! Yes, we can hear you. You see what excessive cousin can do? Let that be a lesson to you. Mr. Sholmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you're simply marvellous. Your checkmate move was a stroke of genius. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I surpassed myself, I feel. It had become apparent to me that to stop the Lord Chief Justice would require such measures. You know, Susie. Oh, Iris. Oh, I'm so pleased. What a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty Queen Vicky said she thought my special blend was delicious. Oh, I'm sure she did. After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you do, Iris. Let's have a party to celebrate. Mr. Reaper, you simply must come too. What? I'm afraid I couldn't. The Reaper of the Bailey, flustered by a 10-year-old girl. Again. No, really? No, really? Oh, pooh. But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude. But you are her uncle. Oh, how lovely. You promised now. I won't let you forget. Bye for now, Anne. Alright, Iris. Thank you for your... That was nothing. Just come back home soon. Ow! Oh, one final pinch goodbye, was it? Well, I think I ought to be leaving. Lord Van Zeeks, would you care to accompany me? Certainly. Miss Naruto, allow me once again to express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life. Wait, Lord Van Zeeks! Yes? What are you intending to do now? Well, clearly, I shall have to resign from the prosecutor's office. Oh wait, no, I was using Sherlock's. Oh no. I intend to publicize the full truth about the Professor case. Once that's done, the Ramsey's family will be ostracized completely from London society. Surely not. So as soon as I am free from my employment, I shall leave the capital. Oh, I see. Don't be a fool. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Reaper of the Bailey? I beg your pardon? For the past 10 years, you've endured that pseudonym and been cast as one of your dark forces yourself. Now that you've finally been freed from that disrepute, your battle is just beginning. But surely? Well, I certainly never expected to hear those words from your lips. I waited a very long time to come to London. Now, I'm properly here, I intend to learn all that I can. Anyway, goodbye for now. You know it's okay now, Hoda. How's Maelstrom? Seems as though he's really matured suddenly. Well, yeah, he's found that his calling is as a prosecutor instead of a lawyer. He's not the only one who's matured, Miss Nahoda. Hmm? Well, I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Highness with tonight's dinner. We must. It was then that I came to an important decision about my future. 4th November, 6:25 PM. Sholmes' Street. I'm home. Ah! About time you got here. We've been waiting ages, Odo. Oh, what are you doing with that colourful piece of history? It's a party, innit? It's gotta go off with a bang. I mean, fireworks ideally. But when you ain't got fire, smoke's the next best thing, innit? There's a girl on Fresno Street who could help you with that, I think. Right. I remember that. You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. You really must hear this. It's quite the most extraordinary thing. I assure you, it will defy your expectations. Take down every detail now, Mikotoba. Ah. The world-famous great detective regaling his partner with a tale of his adventure, sight to behold. Would you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? Would you believe? Inside the trunk found abandoned in his cabin. I would believe it, yes. I say, Mikotoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. I wonder why that is. Maybe because I was there at the scene as well, Sholmes? What? You were? Then why the deuce did you say so before? Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold, but still. Okay, maybe it's just a fallen idiot. I was going to say, seemed he was just testing. But you know, it came with the dance of deductions then. It's hard not to feel privileged to see it. Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Professor Mikotoba. I'm finally back from the Bailey. And not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Mr. Sato awaits. I must say, I haven't seen Mr. Sato looking so happy in a very long time. Ah, Runo, there you are. Dinner's on the table, everyone. Please, do come and take a seat. Time to fill me boots. Goodness, is that really true, Gina? Yep, I'm losing my cobblers clobber and going back to what I know best. As far as I can. You're really leaving the police force? But why, Ginny? Well, the boss ain't around no more, so... Oh. And anyway, no matter how hard I try, the Reaper ain't never gonna accept a die-returned dick, is he? Well, people can change, you know? Ah, yes, that reminds me. I rather thoughtfully offered to relieve the bailiff of this now defunct piece of evidence. Eh? It's the inspector's pocket watch, and the crown has been reattached. That watch was his pride and joy, a symbol of his great achievements at Scotland Yard. 10 years without fail, he measured every second of his remarkable career. But now, it stopped. Someone needs to keep the memory of Inspector Greggson's career alive. I've taken on the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day again. Yes, someone with an equally fierce detective spirit. gotta be me. There ain't no one else. Well, yeah, I'm a lawyer, and Susato's just now judicial assistant. Got the word now. Quite fine. I mean, after all, the boss was... Well, he was my boss. Yes, Ginny. Yes, he was. To be honest, I think for Van Zieks is more trying to find the perfect time to tell her the truth about him being her uncle. Oh. Alright then, it's decided. I'll do it. And I swear, I'll find your dad and bring him kicking and screaming. I'm not entirely sure that would be appropriate. Yes, I think, Gina, it might be best to, well... I think I'd like you to forget that promise, Gina. Eh? Iris? Well, obviously I've always wondered about who my real daddy is, of course I have. Wanted to know where I've come from. I thought he might tell me something about myself. But I've caused such a lot of trouble trying to find out, for so many people. Early, Runo, Professor Me... Oh no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe no apology to anyone. Well, anyway, I've decided to give up on it. Because I finally realised my daddy is the greatest in the world. I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree, Hurley? With every word, Iris. Thank you, Hurley. Thank you, Hurley. So she doesn't know the truth about Clint being her father. I think, and that's probably why Baruch's waiting for the perfect time to tell her. I think Mika told her. Yes, Jones? I think about how to express my gratitude to you. Oh? For 6 years, you and I solved many a mystery together. And during that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all, and I should never have experienced it, were it not for you. You old softy, Jones. But I must confess, it's a weight off my mind to hear you say it. Well then, I think this calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you say? Oh well, the food would go cold, and that's the only problem. Maybe next week, Harry? Are you sure a week is long enough, Iris? Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking of revelations, returning in the evening to this suite of rooms was always warmth and happiness to be had. The home of the world's greatest detective, and my home too, my greatest family. November 9:37 p.m. Now Hodo's legal consultancy. This attic room has been my home and office for almost a year now. Certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. But I think now the time has come. Time to bid this place farewell. Now Hodo. Oh, Professor. Are you alone? I didn't hear any sound from Susato's room. Yes, Susato's son went out for after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needed to take care of. Ah, I see. I wanted to thank you for what you did earlier. Oh? With Iris, I mean, when the subject of her father came up. Lord Clint Van Zieks. I made up my mind many years ago for to tell her who her real father was. So I was agreed with Genshin after all. Lord Clint Van Zieks' final wishes before he died, you mean? Yes, I've had to take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, you know? Calling Susato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example. That's why? When I read Soseki-san's report about his final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. I stumbled across the crux on that terrible case, the dog's collar. The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt. Baskerville. If you'd decided to investigate that insignia, sooner or later, you'd have made the connection to the Von Zeeks, and to make matters worse, Susato knew of the unpublished story as well. The story that Iris had written based on my notes from the time. Ah yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Exactly. And that would also explain why Herlock was against the idea of her publishing it. It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. A dog with a Baskerville family emblem around its neck. Armed with those two clues, I feared you and Susato might arrive at the truth. So I invented that story about having collapsed to justify her leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in aid of halting the investigations you and she might have been contemplating. I see. Something I've never understood is why Susato-san came across that manuscript in Japan now. You know, Iris's The Hound of the Baskerville story, I mean? Sholmes sent it to me. That was before Susato left Japan. I was very troubled about what should be done about it, you see. I'd read it and carelessly left it on my desk, which is where Susato came across it, of course. Ah. It was the only case Sholmes and I ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. Stunned when I discovered that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Sholmes and I discussed the matter and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned the manuscript by post to Sholmes for safekeeping. So he did all that to stop Iris from finding out the truth about her father. That's right, because Sholmes had told me how astute she had become. However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion has somewhat shifted. Oh? I think at some point in the future, the time will come for Iris to know the truth. That's probably what Von Zeeks was talking about when he said, see. And when it does, well, I believe it will be for the best. I think so too. Actually, Professor, I wanted to talk to you about something too. Judging by that expression, I'd say you've come to a decision, have you? Yes, I have. I will be returning with you to Japan. Are you quite sure? I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma. He is here in Britain now, as originally intended. Locum student Naruhodo doesn't really have a right to stay, I think. I see. Looking back now, when I first arrived here in February, my becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. With Kazuma, Susato-san, and Mr. Sholmes all gently pushing me in that direction. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world, but always aware of a seed of doubt inside me. Until today. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client. I was sure I could see the trial through. And at the end of it, I finally realized no one else chose this path for me. I chose it myself. The path of a defense lawyer, eh? Yes, that's why I am now. And that's what I'll be going back with you to Japan as. And that's the path I'll be following for the rest of my life. Well, it sounds like you've made quite a resolution there. I have. Very well then. I must say, it's extremely welcome news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow, but I don't imagine we'll depart for a few days. Not with the symposium having been cancelled now. Such a shame. Never mind, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future. Well then, I'll bid you good night. Susato-san! I just wanted to let you know I'm back. Did you, hear what your father and I were discussing? I'm sorry, I did, yes. I couldn't help but... Oh, how much did you hear? Well... From the part about Iris' real father, I think. In other words, from the beginning. So you've made up your mind. You return to Japan and continue working as a defense lawyer. Ah, yes, I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually, but you'd already gone out. Oh no, that's quite alright. I already knew that's what you'd decided now, Hodo-san. You did? Susato-san? Ah, yes? I suppose this means it has to be farewell soon? I suppose... You'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer, but he's new to the British courtroom. It'll certainly benefit greatly having a brilliant judicial assistant outside. I'll do my very best. I wish I could say it, but I just can't. I can't ask her to come with me. After all, she was always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant. It's growing late. We should both try to get some sleep. I'm sure you must be exhausted after today. Oh, yes. You're right. Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. So if you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves. Susato-san. Thank you. November, 5:42 a.m. Port of Dover, Quayside. Can't believe this day's finally come. You really leaving then, Bruno? I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. Don't know what I'd do without your wonderful cooking and delicious tea. Oh, I wish you weren't going. But you have to come back and visit. Say you will. Of course, I promise. I was very brief reunion, but it was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again after so long. For a while at least, it felt like old times. Yes, I suppose on reflection, there's something to be said for it. Having a little fun once in a while. I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think. Alright, Iris, you do that.
Susato-san.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board. Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me, and give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
Sorry?
Ryunosuke.
Kazuma! What are you doing here?
Yep, I was being...
Do you really think I'd miss
Oh,
my
Kazuma's
best
back.
friend's departure?
Thanks. To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital, but...
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
Me too. But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
I'm going to become a prosecutor. I'll stay in Lord Van Zeek's tutelage for the time being, but before long, I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
Oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Name it.
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
Karuma? Why?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me. The demon that reared its ugly head that day. It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that